Welcome to Green Machine Football. I am John Roy, along with Josh Pierce, going to bring you all this first-round action here of the IHSA Class 5A playoffs here today on a beautiful sun-drenched field here at Geneseo.
Well, it's a very sunny day, but the one thing that is out there for the weather is the wind. It's very gusty, actually crosswind going across the field, and Geneseo undefeated coming into this game, going to host Rochelle, which is 5-4, John, but that those 4 losses can be rather deceiving, especially since they're no longer in the NCIC. They actually moved to the Western Sun Conference, and 3 of those 4 losses came to bigger schools, which are in the 6A playoffs and only have 1 loss.
All 4 of their defeats this year were of teams that won last night in the first round of the playoffs. Dixon, Maple Park Canelan, Batavia, and Geneva. So the losses they have were, what do you want to say, quality losses that they had on the record. But Geneseo, we're here at 9-0. We played a lot of tough foes this year too.
Well, we're 9-0 and they're 5-4, but those records are all kind of pretty much irrelevant now. Everybody's 0-0. You got to win the games if you want to move on, and you got to play football for 4 quarters here today. So Geneseo going to receive this ball, John, and going to have the first chance on offense. And already that we saw a couple sophomores moving up. I think there's 8 or 9 sophomores, and a couple of them going to start, including Logan Patton in the backfield for Geneseo.
So Geneseo will receive this ball to start this first-round playoff game. Back deep for Geneseo is 23 to return this kick. Chance Nordstrom stands back at his own goal line. Rochelle comes in the game with their white jerseys, white pants, and their purple helmet. Geneseo, their home uniforms on with their green jerseys and yellow pants.
Mentioned Rochelle used to be in the NCIC, and since they've got out of there, this is the first year they haven't been in it. So these teams very familiar with each other, and it's a playoff-like atmosphere.
Rochelle kicks from north to south. Knuckleball going downfield, going to be fielded by Peel. He lets the ball bounce, picks it up at the 10, looks to get some yardage upfield, cuts back against the grain, and stops short. Stopped at about the 12-yard line, goes Peel.
Well, that's not the way you really want to start the game. That time he just bobbled it a little bit and he slipped.
He just couldn't field the kick to start with when he picked it up cleanly. He slipped and he got back up, picked the ball up, and made the best of it. Rochelle was on top of him at that point. So Geneseo will take over 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line, we'll call, as the Leafs come on the field. Bring Gillespie, the quarterback, number 11, the senior. We'll bring him out of the huddle.
Well, we talked about this win. It's definitely going to be a problem. We saw it there a little bit on that kick. Yep. Like you said, a knuckleball. The special team's going to have a big plays this today.
Rochelle comes up with 4 down linemen, 2 stand-up ends, 2 linebackers. Wingback comes in motion, going to give the ball to fullback up the middle. On the carry that time for Geneseo was number 20. Who carried it? I didn't pick up who carried it that time.
Looked like Blake Verstrady, the fullback.
The fullback position. He'll give him a yard. They'll bring up maybe 2 yards, call it 2nd and 8 for the Leafs. Just underway here in this first round playoff game from Geneseo. Up front, center, Wildermuth, number 53. He's flanked by Martins, who runs the play in along with Bo Neese on the left side of the line. He's at tackles. We have Brooks and B.J. Weber, number 71, lines up the junior at the right tackle. Gillespie looks him over, 2nd and long. Wing back, Peters goes in motion, going to give the ball to 2nd man through this time. The ball's fumbled. It looks like Rochelle may have fallen on the ball. And Rochelle does recover the ball at the Geneseo 13-yard line. A little mixed up in the backfield there as far as ball handling. Ball's on the ground.
Well, that's just
Rochelle takes over.
That's just a missed handoff. There was actually nobody in the backfield. He had a nice hole, and that's one thing you can't afford to do on playoffs is turn the ball over, especially deep in your end zone. And right now it's going to be a turnover for Geneseo. It's going to give Rochelle the ball, 1st and 10 from the Geneseo 15-yard line.
11:07 left in the first quarter. Geneseo turns the ball over on a fumble. Defense comes up, 5-2 defense. At the ends, Gentry and Akers. 2nd man through for Rochelle. Slips the tackle, gets it inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line goes Rochelle.
Well, definitely a momentum swing already, John. Geneseo miscue in the backfield and had the turnover, and now Rochelle with the what we're seeing is almost a spitting image of Geneseo. They like to keep it on the ground. It's a kind of a wing tee base, and right there they were able to pick up 7 or 8 yards.
Garcia on the carry for Rochelle, moves the ball down to the 8-yard line of Geneseo. Pick up a 6 on the play.
One thing Geneseo's been able to do is they've been able to make those mistakes, but they've been able to keep people out of the end zone. So here's a big test for this Geneseo defense here in the first quarter.
Gentry lines up at one end for the defense, number 86. Going to run same play this time. Up the middle it goes. Stacked up pretty good right at the 5-yard line. A big pile up there. The bottom of the pile looks like Wall coming off the bottom of the pile. Luke Wall, number 68 at that nose guard position, along with Charlie Wolf, number 46 from the linebacker. First down, Rochelle at the 6-yard line.
That's going to set up
Or
a
the
first
4-yard line, looks like.
It's going to be a 1st and goal here for Rochelle after the Geneseo turnover. And what they're doing right now is just trying to pound that ball up the middle, establish the fullback just like Geneseo does. They're a running team, much like Geneseo. And with this opportunity here on their first possession, it's going to be 1st and goal from about the 4-yard line.
They'll go 3 backs in the backfield. Now they'll set the wing back on the right side of Geneseo's defense. Geneseo's defense jumps around. And they're going to draw a motion by the Rochelle Hubs. They jumped around as our defense moved. Rochelle jumped off sides, 5 yards against Rochelle.
Geneseo does a good job of what they do is they make an adjustment once Rochelle comes to the line, then they shift their line. And we've seen this numerous times during the season. When they make their shift, a lot of times they get an offensive lineman to move, and that time they did the same thing, and that's going to back up Rochelle to about the 11, we'll call it the 9-yard line. Still going to be 1st and goal from the 9 now.
Nice will line up at the nose guard, flanked by Wall and Brooks. Going to go to that right side once again. Running back still on his feet, still scampering. He's going to scoot free. Touchdown, Rochelle. Nobody wrapped up that time. He spun off the pile and scored from 9 yards out. Rochelle puts the first 6 points on the board with 9:42 left in this first quarter.
Well, you're exactly right. You can't turn the ball over. It gave him a short field, and Geneseo's defense, like you mentioned, they had him wrapped up, but he just kept the feet driving, and really Geneseo's defenders couldn't really see where he was at, and that time he was able to get around the outside after breaking a couple arm tackles, and you got to wrap these guys up. This is the playoffs.
Rochelle will stay on the field and go for 2. Wing back on the right side. Their offense looks very similar to ours, almost identical to the Geneseo offense. Wing back comes in motion, going to throw the ball wide open in the end zone. For 2 is Rochelle. Completed 2 receivers in the end zone that time, wide open on the PAT attempt for 2 points for Rochelle.
Well, you can take your pick there. Both guys, like you mentioned, were wide open. Geneseo so they play faked it up the middle, and Geneseo bid on it, left both guys empty in the end zone, and that was able just to toss it out for the 2-point conversion. And right now, 8-0. Geneseo's been all season long, I don't think, has given up a first quarter point. And this after the turnover on their own 10-yard line is give Rochelle a nice 8-0 lead here with 9:42 counting down here in the first period. And Geneseo's back on the field to receive this kickoff, John.
Well, we just have to think of it this way. Starting over. Start the game over right now. Opening kickoff didn't work very well for our return. But just think about it. Start all over here and now outscore them the rest of the game by a touchdown. So,
well, you got to rebound from this. You know, it's a 4-quarter game. One score doesn't mean the whole ball game right here. And 8-0, you pretty much handling that ball at the 10-yard line. So you got to come back here, make a drive, put some points on the board, and start over, just like you mentioned, John, and forget about what just happened there and kind of have a short-term memory.
Peel and Callow line up back deep for Geneseo. At about their own 10-yard line. Back at the 5-yard line is Robertson, or Caleb Robertson, number 21, I believe. Or Chance Nordstrom, excuse me. This time another knuckleball goes downfield. And that time DeBiser has a chance at it. Drops the ball, picked up this time by Callow. Still on his feet and tackled down at about the 34-yard line. That ball's being kicked. It is just a pure knuckleball coming down the field. Plus that wind hitting it. That ball is going all over and difficult for the Geneseo return men to catch it. So
you're exactly right, John. They forecasted 30 to 40 mile an hour winds, and you can really believe it out here. You can see the flag on the far end on the scoreboard really whipping, and these kickoffs and the punts that are going to happen today are really going to be hard for those receivers to come back and get the ball, and we've already seen it twice. But Geneseo able to field the ball, going to have decent field position, going to start on their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10, 9:35 here left in the first, down 8-0.
Wing back left side is Peters. Now he comes in motion. Flag's thrown on the play. No indication yet from the referees. They're going to call illegal motion. Illegal motion. Geneseo, they'll march off 5 yards. Geneseo take the ball back to the 28-yard line. They'll be 1st and 15 on their second possession of the ballgame. Geneseo opened up on their first possession with a fumble on the second play from scrimmage.
Well, right now,
and Rochelle capitalized on it.
Right now, Coach Johnson's got to calm those guys down. They got to realize this is playoffs. I'm sure the nerves and the emotions are pretty high. You gave up the ball on the 10-yard line. You're down 8-0. You just got to relax. You got to go back to your game plan, and you got to play football.
Up we come, 1st and 15 for the Leafs. 32, Peters goes in motion. He's going to get the ball that time. Nice run that time by Peters, number 32. Gets the ball back out to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up a second down and about 8 for the Leafs.
Nice run by Peters. We've seen it all year. He starts running. Almost looks like he's running downhill. He's got the momentum, and then he made the defender pay when he tried to tackle him, and that was a gain of about 7 or 8. Not only did he get the penalty yards back, but it's going to bring up about a 2nd and 8 now from the Geneseo 36-yard line.
Starting in the backfield today is Verstrady at the fullback position. Peters, number 32, and Logan Gentry, the sophomore, number 35. The wing back lines up on the left side. Peters on the right side. Stand up in. Rashke's number 44. Second man through is going to get the ball this time. Patton with the carry. Fighting for yardage. Gets close to the first down. Going to be short. Bring up a third and short for the Leafs. We'll take that yardage every play.
Yep. That time it was Logan Patton, the sophomore. They moved up 5'10", 175. We saw a little action last week for his in his role, and you can see the speed on Logan Patton. We saw him in the sophomore games all year long, and he's really got some speed to the outside. Geneseo offensively facing a big down here is going to bring up 3rd and 1 from the Geneseo 42-yard line. Need about a yard and a half to convert here to the first down.
8-0. Rochelle's on top here midway through this first quarter. Stand up in Reschke on the left side. Peters goes in motion. Going to get the carry once again. Number 32, fight for yardage. He's going to fall forward. He's going to get the first down. The second effort is going to move him forward for the first down and move the ball out to the 44-yard line of Geneseo.
Well, you can kind of see, John, that front line at Geneseo calming down a little bit. They've kind of got their patience. They turned the ball over, like you mentioned, on the second play of the possession of the first quarter. And right now with 8:12 counting down the first period, Geneseo settled down. The holes are there, and the offensive line, even committing that penalty, were able to convert on that first down.
Peters with 95 carries in the season for 682 yards. Does the senior, number 32, out of that wing back position. He lines up on the right side this time. Patton on the left side at the wing. Verstrady gets the fullback position. Going to get a sweep play. On the far side goes Peters. Got a little seam for himself. Still on his feet. Falls over the 50-yard line. Gets a nice yardage. 6 yards on the carry for Peters. Moves the ball into Rochelle territory.
Well, right now you got to be happy with this Geneseo offense. Of course, you had the turnover, which you're not very pleased with, but they're getting 7-8 yards here every time, and the holes are there. The offensive line really creating holes on that left side. That's Brooks and Bo Neese there, and the ends, Kevin Turner. They're really making some holes for Jeremy Peters, and that time he was able to pick up another 7 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4 from we'll make it the Rochelle 49-yard line.
At our ends are tight. This time is Reschke, number 44, once again stands up, along with Kevin Turner, number 81. Second man through is going to get the ball this time. Patton looking to get outside. Give him maybe a yard in a play. It'll bring up a third and about a long 2, maybe 3 for the Leafs.
Well, that's the sophomore again. That time he looked like he might have had a hole up the middle, and he tried to break it outside, and that's one thing that as a sophomore he was able to do with the speed of Logan. He was able to get on that outside, but at the varsity level it's going to be a little tougher for him. And right now Geneseo's offense facing another third and 3 from the Rochelle 48-yard line.
6:46 left here in this first quarter. Rochelle up by the score of 8-0. 2 wings set for the Geneseo offense. Olsen sets tight to the left side. Motion comes. Patton going to give the ball to second man through. Peters with the carry. Going to fight forward to the yard. They're going to give him forward progress. He's going to be right at the first down marker as this near side referee marks him just short of the stick, maybe a foot short to bring up a 4th down for Geneseo at the 46-yard line of Rochelle, and I think Geneseo will probably go for it in this situation.
Well, right now their offensive line's really been moving people around.
They've got to take the sticks out and measure this one. Yeah, that's too close to call from the clear across the field. So they're going to bring the sticks in with 6:25 left in this first quarter. Rochelle up by the score of 8-0. Geneseo with the offensive surge here a little bit in this second possession of the game for the Maple Leafs here at home in this first round playoff game.
Well, Geneseo, you can see their offensive calmed down a little bit. They got the quick turnover there early, and then they got the quick 8 points. And
that's just going to be inches short. That's inches short of the first down. It'll bring up a 4th down for Geneseo. 4th and just inches at the 46-yard line of Rochelle.
Well, Coach Johnson's made his decision. He runs in a few guys, including Bryn Gillespie with the play. They're going to go for it here.
He goes straight at him here. Rochelle's fans stand to their feet. First quarter action here at Geneseo. Geneseo comes up. They're going to overload the left side. Weber sets himself on the left side right next to Brooks. Wishbone formation. Peters with a carry. Nice seam that time. That's a big hole. Peters still on his feet. Down to the 32-yard line goes Peters. That's a second and third effort that time by Jeremy Peters.
Well, we saw this last week, John. They brought B.J. Weber over and put him beside Brooks, and same thing real happened. He didn't get touched for the first 5 yards. It looked like a snowplow going through there, and Jeremy Peters did a nice job of keeping his feet and picking up an additional probably 10 yards after the first contact. It's going to be 1st and 10, Geneseo from the Rochelle 32-yard line.
I want to update you, the radio listeners just now got on the air due to some technical problems here. Rochelle's up by the score of 8-0 with 6:03 left here in this first quarter. Geneseo fumbled their first possession at the 13-yard line. Rochelle capitalized on it and went for 2 and scored. Geneseo's on their second possession and moving the ball well. Gives the ball to fullback up the middle for Strady. They're not going to blow the whistle. They're still letting him beat on him there, and moves it down inside the 30-yard line down to about the 28 is going to be the mark.
Well, right now, it's Geneseo's offense. You take away the fumble, but that's a big play in this game. And with 5:37 counting down here in the first period, trailing 8-0, offensively, they've moved this ball all the way down to the Rochelle 30-yard line, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Once again, we are at Geneseo, first-round playoff game against the Rochelle Hubs. Rochelle's made the first marks on the board early on in the first quarter. Strong wind, crosswind from the west to the east. Here at Geneseo, wing back is Peters on the right side. Stand up in is Rushke. Patton going to get the sweep play out wide. Got a few people out in front of him. Going to cut it back. Nice block out front by Peters. And he goes down inside the 20. Nice sweep play that time by Patton, number 35. Read his blocks out front. Jeremy Peters didn't just run the ball the play before that. This time he turns around and makes a great block to lead Patton around the corner.
Well, Jeremy Peters does everything. Even when he doesn't have the ball, he makes a good play. Like you mentioned, John picked up a nice block, and then you saw a little bit of the speed of Logan Patton, the sophomore. They moved up, was able to turn the corner and pick up the first down. And once again, Geneseo's offense is rolling here. John, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the, we'll call it the 16-yard line of Rochelle.
Looking to go towards that north end zone here. Geneseo in their green uniforms, green jerseys, orange or yellow pants. Double wing set for Strady at the fullback. Second man through is going to get the ball. Is Peters, number 32, fighting for yards still. And they may take a little extra play that time once again as he moves the ball inside the 15. Did it seem like a slow whistle once again? Or the whistle was blown on time, but that Rochelle guys didn't back off a whole lot. Moves the ball inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line for Peters in the green machine.
What goes around comes around. That means you can do the same thing to them on defense when you have an opportunity. But right now, Geneseo's offense really starting to move the ball, creating some nice holes. That was just a pickup of a couple, but it's going to bring up 2nd and 8 inside the 15-yard line of Rochelle.
Rochelle will meet the Geneseo offense with 4 down linemen. 2 stand-up ends. 2nd and 8 for Geneseo. Crossbuck action in the backfield. Peters falls forward, gets down close to the 11-yard line as he's kind of tripped up in the backfield that time. Maybe get tripped up on some of the feet of his own players. They'll mark the ball at the 12-yard line and bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Leafs.
Well, 3rd and 6, and you're deep in their own zone right now. That obviously the only thing that stopped Geneseo's offense was that turnover early, John. And right now you can see Rochelle once again starting to creep to that line to try to shut down this run of Geneseo, and it's up to that offensive lineman to create a hole.
Up front, the 2 guys in the middle for Rochelle, 225 pounds, along with a 180-pound nose guard. A lot of people jumping up front. I believe Rochelle jumped that time. No indication yet who it's against. They're going to march it off against Geneseo, 5 yards against the Leafs. They'll bring up a 3rd and 11 for the Leafs and move the ball back to the 17-yard line of Rochelle.
But that's one of the things that'll kill you is a false start. We saw it earlier. Geneseo was able to recover from it and get the first down, but this time it happened on 3rd down instead of 1st down. So now you're going to have a 3rd and about 12 yards from the, we'll call it the Rochelle 16-yard line. Geneseo's going to have to convert here.
Olsen sets himself tight as a tight end on the left side. Reschke stand up at the split end position. Little sweep play this time by Peters. A lot of people out in front and stops short of the first down. Gets the ball to the 14-yard line. It'll bring up a 4th down for the Leafs, and Geneseo will bring in the kicker, Adam Timmerman, on to do the field goal attempt from about, they're going to mark the ball at the 14-yard line.
It's going to be about
a 31-yard attempt is what it'll end up being, or right about that.
Normally this would be pretty easy for his range, but like you mentioned, there's a whistling crosswind, and he's going to have to kick this ball a lot more to the left to get her between the uprights because this wind's really going to play havoc with this football.
Andrew Timmerman on, number 9, senior. It'll be a 31-yard attempt. Under the hold of Gillespie. Kick's going to be up. And no good, wide right. You could just see that wind just play with that ball as it got up in the air.
Well, as soon as he got it over the line, it went up in the air like you mentioned. As soon as it got up in that wind, it just took it completely right. And they're going to have to try to compensate for that when they try to kick these in the future. And right now, a drive that Geneseo moved up and down the field on Rochelle's defense turns out to get them 0 points. And with 2:43 left in the first period, Rochelle still holding on to an 8-0 lead against Geneseo. And they're going to take the ball over at the, we'll call it the 20-yard line of Rochelle.
Time for the defense to get their bearings straight. Didn't have a chance that first series of downs against Rochelle. Now they need to get their feet wet with Wolf and Verstrady walking up tight as the linebacker positions. A lot of action in the backfield. The fullback with a carry that time, still on his feet. He's going to go. He broke free. Kylo's in the chase on the far side, over the 50, 40. He's going to go all the way unless Kylo can catch him inside the 20. It's going to be a touchdown, Rochelle.
Well, that time Geneseo blitzed both linebackers right up the middle, and when you do that, you expose yourself, and they went outside, and that time poor tackling by Geneseo once again, trying to arm tackle the fullback, and he ran over two Geneseo's arm tackles and went the distance from there on. Well, that
would have been a 80-yard run that time by Rochelle.
Well, that's just poor tackling.
You called that right. We shot the linebackers on it, and they ran right by us, so nothing to stop him. We did have him stopped after about 3 yards, but he bounced off it once again. We got to wrap him up, and they will go for 2.
Well, right now, Geneseo's going to have they're right down 14-0, and Rochelle obviously going to go for 2 because they can't kick this ball, especially with the wind. And Geneseo's got to come back. There's 4 quarters of football to play, and you got to realize you've been hit in the mouth, but you got to step it. You got to step it up.
Wishbone formation. Going to go sweep play off the right side. It's going to be short this time. Incomplete, no good. As he stopped short of the goal line, may have fumbled the ball there as Brooks comes out of the pile on the ground with the ball. So the PAT attempt for 2 was no good to leave the score at 14-0.
Well, that's 2 big plays. Geneseo's turnover in their deep zone, John, and then they let one get away from him, just poor tackling, and he was able to go the distance on a long run. And right now, 14-0. Rochelle comes out and stuns Geneseo early in the first quarter, 2:30 left in the first. But the good news is on the Geneseo upside is they move the ball up and down the field on Rochelle. It's just a key penalty here and a key penalty there, which cost them the drive here. And Geneseo's got to come back here and put some points on the board here on this next possession.
We had to, exactly right, we had to put some points on the board here in this next possession, but their defense has to come out and play the game here. We're not wrapping up real well there, as we've seen their running backs bounce off several tackles already, not wrapping them up completely.
Well, this is the playoffs. These teams are, the reason they're in the playoffs is because they're pretty good, and that's what you're seeing right now. Rochelle coming out, being aggressive, and Geneseo right now has to match that intensity that Rochelle has, and you can't tackle these guys with arms. This is a playoff caliber team that Rochelle is, and you got to wrap them up and bring them down. So
Rochelle kick off once again here in the first quarter with a lead of 14-0. Again, both kickoffs that Rochelle's had so far in this first quarter just been knuckleballs going downfield. Back deep once again for Geneseo's Nordstrom, down at his own 5-yard line. Well, Geneseo's been in this position before, down 10-0 to Sterling at halftime. Right now, there's a lot of football left to play, and Geneseo's got to come back. That's a big high kick that time. Going to be fielded by Peel at about the 6-yard line. He's got a little wedge up the middle of the field for himself. Number 10, nothing going. He's going to be stopped at the 25-yard line as he had a nice wedge in front of him, but it broke up pretty quick as Rochelle was a quick team out there. Right now, Rochelle's winning the battle of intensity and momentum, obviously, with the 14-0 lead. But Geneseo just doesn't have that spark, they look like, John, that you need to have in the playoffs. They got to realize that if you come out here and don't match intensity with the other team, it's one and done. So they got to get some life here, and they got to get some points on the board, and they got to move this football on this Rochelle defense. Up we come with 2:23 left in this first quarter. Geneseo's down by the score of 14-0. Gillespie at quarterback, double wing set. Peters goes in motion, going to give the ball to Verstrady up the middle. Give him about 4 yards on the carry, moves the ball out to the 30-yard line of Geneseo. It'll be second and about 6 for the Leafs. Well, once again, Geneseo getting establishing the fullback, another 5-yard run. And right now the offensive line's moving Rochelle back. It's just been a flag here and there that's cost them 5 yards and put them in a position where they can't just run the ball up the middle. And right now, Rochelle's got the momentum. It's the job of this offense to put some points on the board and get it back from them. Wildemuth brings them up, flanked by Neese and Martins, Weber and Brooks. Again, Peters in motion, going to give the ball second man this time. Duke Peters, number 32, going to be close to the first down. He gets over the 35-yard line to be right at the first down mark. Going to be third and about a foot for the Leafs. Once again, it's another 4 or 5 yard play. They fake up the middle to Verstrady, which kind of brings the linebackers in, and then they give it to the second man through, Peters, which is running hard. And that time he was tripped up just short of the first down, but it's going to bring up about, like you mentioned, third and a foot here from the Geneseo 35-yard line. Wishbone formation behind Gillespie, the quarterback. Overload right side. Peters on the carry, number 32, squirts through first down, moves the ball out to the 43-yard line. Nice pickup once again by the Geneseo offenses. They're moving the ball real well off that left side behind Brooks. I believe that time Weber jumped over that same side again.
Well, you got to expect these teams to come out, especially in the playoffs. Geneseo took a nice shot in the mouth, John, 14-0 here with the minute 10 and counting down here in the first period. But it's how you respond from then on. And right now the offense has moved the ball up and down the field. It's just been a turnover here early, which cost them a score. But it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Geneseo 42-yard line.
They'll go wishbone formation once again. 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Second man, once again, Peters with the carry. Number 32 fighting for a yard, still on his feet.
Fumble.
Ball was fumbled, and Rochelle recovers the ball. They may have marked, yep, they're going to give the ball to Rochelle. Fumble at our own 45-yard line, and Rochelle comes up with that ball was popped straight up in the air after they had him stood up.
Well, one way you can't win football games on turning the ball over, and Geneseo's created 2 turnovers that went against them already, 2 fumbles. The first one on their own 13, which would led to 8, and now this one on their own 45-yard line. And you got to take care of that ball in the playoffs. 45
seconds left in this first quarter. Geneseo is down by the score of 14-0 and turned the ball over at our own 45-yard line for Rochelle's next possession. Double wing set. Wingback comes in motion, goes sweep play. Out wide it goes. Still a nice carry by number 45. They get in behind those linemen real well. They hit somebody. Gives them almost 7-yard pickup, maybe 8 yards on the carry.
Well, Geneseo's got to attack the football right now. They look like they're on their heels right now. They got a long run there that to set up the 14 points. And right now, Geneseo's on their heels, and they're kind of gun shy. Looks like out there, John. They got to match intensity with this Rochelle offense if they want to get them off the field.
You're exactly right.
15 seconds counting down here before the end of the first period. We wonder if they're going to maybe get a playoff before the period's over.
Yeah, if they don't get it off, they're going to be a penalty for delay of game. They're going to get it off. Geneseo's defense jumps around, and their offense moves once again with 3 seconds left in the first quarter. As Geneseo's defense shifts once again, Rochelle once again jumps off sides.
Well, right now that's the only thing stopping the Rochelle offense is Geneseo moving and that causing a penalty, but you can't emphasize enough that Geneseo, you got to be hungry. You got to let it all hang out here because there's not a tomorrow if you don't take care of business today.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter here at Geneseo. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, Rochelle Hubs 14, Geneseo nothing.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Alexander Lumber, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Farmers National Bank, Goodrich Equipment Company, Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, ProTech Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Municipal Electric Utility, Geneseo Telephone Company, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Geneseo Good Samaritan Village, IDC Tech Center, Central Bank, Geneseo, Becker & Becker, Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Jenny Dogs, Chicago-style eatery. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Welcome back as we get set to start this second quarter of play here at Geneseo, Class 5A first round playoff game as Geneseo finds himself down by the score of 14-0. Rochelle with the ball here to start this second quarter. Second down and 8 from the Geneseo 43-yard line. Wing back right side. Again, Rochelle's offense will look very similar to what you see the Green Machine run. Geneseo in the 5-2 defense. Gonna go second man through this time. Linebacker steps up that time is Turner. After a gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards, 2 yards this call. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5 for Rochelle.
Well, big play here for Geneseo's defense. It's definitely a big series. They got to get Rochelle's offense out of here with no points, trailing 14-0 here starting the second period. And you know, at that end of that quarter, Coach Johnson pulled him over in the side and said, just slow it down. You got a game plan to beat these guys, and right now you got to execute it, and it can happen to you as fast as it happened to them. So right now at 14-0, there's no reason to panic, but you got to come out and match some intensity.
Timeout in the field by the official. Must have been an injury on Peters, number 32 on his arm. This is bleeding. So it'll be third. Let's call it 3rd and 5 Rochelle at their 40-yard line of Geneseo. Wingback comes in motion. Second man through. Ball's on the ground this time. Rochelle fumbles the ball. Geneseo recovers it. They're still fighting for it down the bottom of the pile. It's out to be Geneseo. They're all on the pile of Geneseo boys right there. Let the referee sort this out. But the initial indication from the home sideline over there was that we recovered that fumble. I'm sure they're still fighting for it in the bottom of that pile. Geneseo's ball. All right. Maybe the tides will turn here a little bit to start this second quarter.
Well,
as these things happen here, Rochelle completely platoons offense and defense, their personnel.
But that's a turnover there that Geneseo's defense definitely needed. This is a game of momentum, and right now Geneseo down 14-0 had a lot of the momentum stolen from them there that first quarter. But with the turnover here, your offense is going to come back on the field, and the only thing that stopped this offense of Geneseo has either been a penalty, John, or a turnover.
Yep, Geneseo will call a timeout here to start this drive with 11:07 left. We were short one man. Peters is on the sideline having his arm worked on, it looks like. Not so much an injury that's going to stop him from playing. It's one of those where he must have got caught on his arm and his elbow or something bleeding. They had to get it covered up or stop bleeding before he could come back in the game, and we're short personnel to start that series of downs. So we called the timeout to kind of regroup ourselves with 11:07 in this second period.
Well, Coach Johnson, you know Coach Larry Johnson's over there. He's been in this situation before. It's down 14-0. There's a ton of time left, John, with 11:07 here in the second period. But you got to tell these guys to stay focused. You can't start pushing it or rushing it, because that's when penalties come. That's when turnovers come. And right now, Geneseo's defense made a nice job of getting a turnover and creating one in their own zone. And Geneseo's going to have this ball 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line.
Once again for the Geneseo offense, Weber did start at tackle today, the offensive side of the ball, and also on the defensive side of the ball, number 71, the junior. Gentry changed his jersey back to number 86. He's playing defense on the defensive side of the ball for the Leafs. Overloaded the right side is strong this time of the offense. Patton goes in motion, sweep play, number 35, looking for a seam, trying to get outside. Nothing going, he's going to be stopped short. Maybe lost a yard on the play. Goes Patton on the carry to the right side.
Well, this Rochelle defense, you can see the speed, and right now that sweep play is not working very good. They just string them out too far, and Geneseo's been having success running up the middle, and right now that the sweep play is going to go for about 2-yard loss, John. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12 back at the Geneseo 41-yard line.
Gillespie goes to the sideline to talk to Coach Johnson, picks up the play, and ushered back in the field with Jake Martins, who alternates plays at that guard position. Wide receiver sets wide this time to rescue number 44 to the right side of the formation. Double wing set. Patton goes in motion. Sweep play. On the carry is Peters looking for his seam. Number 32 still fighting for yards. Going to get some nice yardage this time. Gets it out to the 48-yard line. Goes Peters. He almost jogged to the back in the back, but just waiting for his seam to open up for him as the blocker's out in front of him. Picks up about 7 yards on the carry. Moves the ball to the 48-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Leafs.
Well, you called it right there, John. Very patient. Almost looks like he's jogging in the backfield. He waits for his blockers to pick up their man, and then he chooses the hole to go through. And that time he did a great job, picked up 7 yards. And once he makes the contact, he also makes the defender pay. And right now, Geneseo's facing a 3rd and 6 from their own 48-yard line. Big 3rd down.
Reschke lines up wide to the right side. Wingback goes in motion. Goes Patton. Sprint out action to the same right side. Looking to throw the ball downfield. Across the middle goes Reschke on the catch. First down Geneseo. Nice throw that time as Reschke came out in a curl pattern and just settled himself in the seam. And Gillespie's found him for the first down at the 41-yard line of Rochelle.
Nice job by Brent Gillespie there, the quarterback of Geneseo, of being patient right away. Reschke wasn't open there, and he kind of fell, like you mentioned, he fell into that gap where nobody was covering him, and Gillespie did a nice job of finding him. And right there, once again, Geneseo's offense converts on a 3rd and a long.
9:35 left in this first half. Geneseo's down by the score of 14-0. But on the move right now at the Rochelle 41-yard line. Tight formation, double wing set. Patton goes in motion. He's going to get the carry this time. Number 35, look to break it outside. Squirts over the 40-yard line. Picks up a yard, maybe 2 that time as he falls forward. And goes Patton, the junior, or the sophomore.
But once again, he chooses the outside, and you wonder, it's hard to see from up here, but he keeps wanting to bounce that play to the outside, and as soon as he bounces it out the outside, you're no longer running north and south, you're running east and west, and he can't get a lot of field position that way, but he was able to pick up 2 yards. And right now, Geneseo's offensive line's pretty much dominating Rochelle. It's been Geneseo's mistakes, which is the difference in the football game, which is 14-0 Rochelle with 8:43 counting down here in the second period.
Moves the ball down to the 39-yard line. 2nd and 8 for the Leafs. Gentry comes and sets himself tight on the left side, and now he's split and stands up in. Number 86 gives the ball, second man through this time. Peters with the carry, still fighting for yards, still rolling forward, gets the ball. They should mark that ball down to the 35-yard line. As they indicate, looks like the referee is going to mark it there on this near side referee. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 3 for the Leafs.
Well, the refs do look like they're a little slow blowing the whistle, but you never know with Jeremy Peters, as slippery as he is, and he keeps those feet moving. It sooner or later it might be to our advantage if he can get away from those tacklers, much like we saw Rochelle's do against Geneseo.
The senior running back at the wing back today. Taking charge, full house backfield this time for the Leafs. Overload left side. Going to give the ball right here. Peters on the carry. He's going to fight for it. He's still fighting for yards. He may have broke that one free. Almost first down Geneseo. Down to about the 26-yard line of Rochelle.
Well, that time they just made a wedge with the wishbone backfield, and Jeremy Peters had 2 guys in front of him, and Jeremy Peters just kept the legs moving, and Geneseo kept the offensive line, just kept driving, and that time it's first and going to move the sticks. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the, we'll call it the Rochelle 26-yard line. Rochelle going to use a timeout to try to maybe talk about how to stop this offense at Geneseo.
Certainly our offense, we have nothing to complain about with our offense the way it's played so far today. It's our defense just hasn't been able to get in the groove, has not had time to get in the groove yet.
Well, they come out and got stung a little bit early there with the turnover, and of course Rochelle only had to go 10 yards for the touchdown, which they did. And then the second possession, the long run, which kind of caught Geneseo off guard. And right now Geneseo's looking at 2 basic plays that got them down 14-0, and they moved the ball up and down the field. We had Timmerman miss a field goal, which led to no points on a long drive, and right now Geneseo's marching back down. It's just they got to limit these mistakes in the playoffs, because the biggest killer is penalties and turnovers. And you'll find your way out of this playoffs.
7:44 left in this first half. Geneseo's down by the score of 14-0. But as we said, certainly the offense has looked pretty decent here, moving the ball down the field on Rochelle. We just haven't been able to put it in the end zone or put any points on the board to this point.
Well, this drive started with the turnover by Rochelle. Geneseo's defense did answer the call there and got the turnover. And right now the offense is, the only person stopping this offense is Geneseo's own mistakes.
Wing back comes in motion. First man through, gets the ball. Is for Strady. And boy, they're standing him up and just taking some shots on him.
Well,
that'll bring up 2nd and long for the Leafs. For Strady out of the fullback position, picks up about a yard.
Well, that time they went right up the middle again, and that's something you have to do, especially in the wing tee. You got to keep them honest, John. A lot of people are probably maybe wondering why Geneseo just ran that play for no gain, but you got to make them think that fullback can get the ball at any time. Otherwise, the play fake doesn't work.
Rochelle lines up at 4 men down up front. 225, 245 up right in the middle for Rochelle. Wingback goes in motion. It's Patton. Going to go sweep play. Out in front, Peters to block, and nothing going that time on the sweep play. As we get out there, and Rochelle not only is good size, but they're pretty quick up front. As they get out and pursue that ball carrier on that sweep play, it'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Leafs. Let's call it 3rd and 7.
Well, once again, they tried to run that sweep, and they keep doing that to the outside, and Rochelle's defense is quick enough to really string it out and take away the gaps, and it just keeps Geneseo's running back going east and west, and anytime you're going east and west instead of north and south, you're not picking up yardage, and once again, it's going to put Geneseo in a 3rd and 6 from the Rochelle 23-yard line, and big play here, 3rd down, trailing 14-0 with 6:26 counting down.
And Geneseo will use a timeout here, I believe. The timeout Geneseo, their 2nd timeout they've used here in this first half. This is a critical point here, like you said, Josh. With 6:26 left in this first half, Geneseo is down by 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. Score of 14-0, and we have a 3rd and long at the 23-yard line of Rochelle. It's time to talk it over, see what we want to do, and make sure everybody's on the same page here. before we run this play.
Well, we see Coach Johnson do this many times in the season, and I bet 99% of the time after he burns a timeout and he talks it over with his kids, they come out and they convert. And that's something that a coach does, and that's what calms him down. And anytime you can do that and move this drive, and he knows right now it's critical for Geneseo to get some points on this drive and take some momentum away from Rochelle. Obviously, Rochelle jumped out to a 14-0 lead very quickly on Geneseo, and ever since then, other than two big plays like we've talked about, John, Geneseo's been up and down this football field.
So they break the huddle on the far sideline as we broadcast from the visitor sideline here at Geneseo. They come from the sideline right to the huddle. In the backfield is Patton at the wingback along with Peters, and Verstrady at the fullback. This time, Peters lines up on the right side, overload to that same right side. Straight drop back to pass, gets the ball out, gets it to Gillespie right in the sideline. It'd be a first down, Geneseo, or right at it as they mark the ball at the 14-yard line.
Great play, great call.
Simple play. We've seen them run it numerous times whenever they need a first down or need a few extra yards.
Well, there's that 99%. When he uses a timeout, he got him in a position that he liked. He called the play, made sure everybody was on the same page, and once again, it paid off. First down, Geneseo, and now they're on the drive here at the Rochelle 15-yard line with a fresh set of downs.
6:21 left in this first half. Reschke goes wide left for Geneseo. Drops back to pass, find some time, looking to throw the ball, scrambling around. And he throws the ball downfield incomplete, and they're going to throw a flag for intentional grounding on Gillespie.
Well, that time he did the right thing. He threw it out of bounds, but you can't just chuck it out of bounds there with no receiver, and they're probably going to get him for an intentional grounding. He was outside the tackle. He was outside the actual tackles, but you got to get it past the line of scrimmage.
So it'll be a loss of down, so it'll still be second down and long for the Leafs.
Well, that time you can see he did the right thing. Nobody was open. Instead of forcing the turnover, he rolled out.
Near him. Nobody near the ball where he threw it.
If you're going to throw it out of bounds like that, you got to get it past the line of scrimmage, and that time he wasn't able to do that because of the plenty of time to throw the ball. He just didn't have anybody open, John.
Big mark off against Geneseo. Moves the ball back to the 39-yard line. Geneseo needs to get down inside or right at the 5-yard line to get the first down. It'll be second down for the Leafs. Second down and...
well, the scoreboard says 70. I don't think it's going to be quite that. It's going to be 30 yards. And what that is that's a spot foul from where he threw the ball 10 yards. And it's going to bring up Geneseo's going to bring a 2nd and 30 when they were facing a 1st and 10 from the 15.
Motion comes Peters, going to go sweep play near side. The ball's fumbled in the backfield by Peters, tries to scoop it back up and find a seam. And nothing going that time as he dropped the ball on the sweep play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 33 or so for the Leafs.
Well, that time he tried running the ball before he had it, and that time he was able to, luckily for Geneseo, was able to pick it up, but they're going to go another 5 yards back. It's going to set him up almost 3rd and 35 when they were facing a 1st and 10 from the Rochelle 15 after a nice pass play. And it doesn't matter what kind of offense you run, John. You don't have plays to make up 32 yards here real quick. And right now, once again, Geneseo's mistakes have cost this offense.
5:37 left in this first half. Geneseo's down 14-0. Reschke goes wide to the right side. He got man-to-man coverage by number 9. Sprint out action that same side. Plenty of time for Gillespie. Gets the ball downfield to Reschke inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. Still going to be way short of the first down. It'll bring 4th down and long for the Leafs.
Well, right now, Geneseo's passing game looks pretty solid. It looks like they're going to bring in Timmerman to maybe try a field goal here and get some points on the board. But we've talked about it before, this gusty wind. He's going to have to he's actually going for the south end zone, which is going to be crossed from his right to left. And he's really going to have to put this ball on the right-hand side if he wants it to get inside these goalposts.
This will be a 40-yard attempt as they'll put the tee on the 30-yard line. On the right hash mark, kicking towards the south end zone. Goes Timmerman, number 9. Nice snap. Kick's going to be up. Wide left this time.
Well, once again, it's going to be tough to try to kick field goals in this wind. And once again, once he gets it up over the line of scrimmage and over the line, the wind just sucks it right to the left-hand side. And once again, he missed it again. And that's 2 drives where Geneseo's marched about 70 to 80 yards, John, and walked away with 0 points.
40-yarder, but he had plenty of leg on it. Just that wind playing havoc once again. Geneseo's defense needs to stop him here and let us get the ball back here before halftime.
Well, the story of this first half already, it's been Geneseo's mistakes and turnovers because offensively they moved it up and down the field. They just can't convert into points.
Geneseo's defense moving up front once again. First man through the fullback, going to get the carry. Number 21 with the carry for the Hubs. Gonzalez on the tackle, getting off the bottom. Looks like Austin Ryan was in on that tackle, number 57.
He's going to pick up another 4 yards. It's just a quick hit. Like we mentioned, they run same offense as Geneseo does. And right now, Geneseo is just not being as aggressive on defense as Rochelle is on offense, and they were able to pick up another 4 yards. It's going to bring 2nd and 6 from the, we'll call it the Rochelle 24-yard line.
Rochelle always has hard running backs there at Rochelle. Geneseo's defense once again up the middle goes Ryan on the tackle. Going to be short of the first down. Going to bring up a 3rd down and short for Rochelle. Ryan had him corralled that time up high, just couldn't bring him down. Moves the ball out to the 28-yard line of Rochelle. 3rd and a long 1 for Rochelle.
Well, big play here for this Geneseo defense. They were able to get a turnover on the last possession, and now they're facing about a 3rd and a long 1 here on the Rochelle 28-yard line. And chance to try to give this ball back with 4:11 counting down here in the 2nd period to this offense. It's moved the ball. It just hasn't made any points off of it.
14-0 is the score on the board. Rochelle overload their right side.
They're going to get a false start there on Rochelle. That's going to back them up 5.
Looks like this right side of the line was moving for their offense.
Once again, Geneseo's defense shifts right before the snap to kind of counter what Rochelle does offensively. And a lot of times, especially this game, we've seen Rochelle's offensive lineman jump when Geneseo does it. So instead of a 2nd and a long 1, or excuse me, a 3rd and a long 1, it's going to bring up 3rd and 6 back at the Rochelle 23-yard line.
3:54 left in this first half. Geneseo's down by the score of 14-0. Geneseo's offense has moved the ball, but just hasn't been able to capitalize. They send a receiver out wide to the right side of Geneseo's defense. Callow on the coverage for the Maple Leafs. Wingback comes in motion. Sweet play that far side. Brought down after his 5-yard gain. Going to be short. Going to be 4th. That's going to be closer to the first down than I thought it was going to be, Josh, to see where they mark it at. It's going to be...
He's going to be short
4th.
by a couple yards.
It's going to be 4th and a long 1 once again. And Rochelle got to look for a long count here.
Well, that's we saw what Geneseo, what penalties can do, and right there, Rochelle committed the penalty and probably going to get this offense off the field as they run in the punting unit. And especially we talked about before in the pregame with this wind gusting, it's going to be very tough for these receivers back deep to return this punt.
Going back for Geneseo will go Peters. Peters goes back along with, didn't pick up the other number back with him. Snaps good, back to the punter. End over end short kick. Low driving kick. Peters on the carry. May have a chance to break around the corner here a little bit. Peters brings the ball back to the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of a wall in front of him. Just could get to it, but just couldn't get to it with 2:45 left in this first half. Geneseo's down by the score of 14-0, but Geneseo's offense comes on with great field position at the 45-yard line of Rochelle.
Well, that's the key right there. Great field position. Jeremy Peters took a nice one hop and was able to pick it up and make about an extra 10, 15 yards, and that's going to get Geneseo in Rochelle territory about their 45-yard line. And with 2:45 trailing by 14, you got to put some points up before halftime, and they've already burned 2 timeouts previously, so they're only going to have 1 timeout, and you got to think touchdown, not field goal, because we saw what happened with these field goal attempts.
Olsen sets himself tight to the right side. Breschke's at the stand-up in on that same side. Wing back, Patton goes in motion, going to give the ball second man through this time. Is Patton, number 35, runs the ball hard down the 40-yard line. Is brought down at the 40 as a, once again, slow whistle, and the clock will stay on the move with 2:36 left in the first half.
Yeah, very slow whistle. They stand him up, and then they let 3 or 4 guys jump on, and I guess if they call it both ways, you can't complain, John. But right now, that time Patton did a nice job of cutting it in instead of taking it out, and we've talked about that a little bit, running east and west. That time he ran a little bit north and south and was able to pick up 6 yards. Going to bring second and a long 4 from the Rochelle 40-yard line.
Balanced formation this time. Wing back to the right side is Peters. Frustrated the fullback behind Gillespie, the quarterback. Comes in motion. Going to give the ball to fullback that time. Frustrated with the carry. He's going to pick up a first down. No, just short of the first down with 1:59 left in this first half.
He's going to be short by about a yard. It's going to bring up, actually about a foot. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 from the Rochelle 36-yard line. 1:48 counting down. Geneseo might have to get a little quicker up to the line of scrimmage here. 14-0 trailing.
Up we come. Overload this left side. Give the ball to Peters this time. Seam first down, moves the ball down inside the 30. That'll stop the clock as they move the sticks.
Well, that time they just gave it to Jeremy Peters. That's the senior back, and he's not going to come down without getting that first down. He put his head down, and he just had just a whole run of steam at him, and that time was able to convert. And Geneseo, once again, moving the ball offensively. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Rochelle 30, but right now the the time, 1:35 and counting down, is going to be against Geneseo. They got to try to put this in the end zone before halftime.
Up they come, clock stopped. Now they'll start it as the sticks are set. Balanced formation once again for Geneseo. Sprint out action by Gillespie. Looking down deep. And intercepted by Rochelle at the far sideline. Number 12 of the Knights catch the ball by Rochelle.
Well, there's the turnover again, John. Geneseo's, that's been their Achilles heel this whole game. You can't turn the ball over in the playoffs and expect to get a win out of it. And once again, that time you question, you wonder what the wind did to that ball down there, because it is very gusty, but he tried to lob it over that defender and he just didn't put enough powder on it, and he dropped it right in the defender's hands, and he was able to pick it off. And Geneseo now, once again, offensively moves the ball, but turns it over deep in the Rochelle zone.
1st and 10, Rochelle from the 38-yard line of Rochelle. Second man through with the carry. Stops short after about a 2-yard gain right at the 40-yard line. Clock will be on the move with a 1:11 left in this first half. Rochelle on top, 14-0.
Well, Rochelle looks like they're in no hurry to try to get any more scores before halftime. Obviously, they got some timeouts. They're electing not to use them. 56 seconds counting down before halftime. Clock on the move, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the Rochelle 40-yard line. Right now, Geneseo's defense has got to step up and make sure they don't give any more points up for halftime.
Put a stop in here and go to the locker room and talk things over. Stopped again after a gain of about 1 to bring up a 3rd down for Rochelle with 31 seconds left in this first half, and timeout's going to be called.
Well, that timeout right there is going to be Geneseo's last with 29.
Geneseo with 29 seconds, so okay.
Well, what they're going to have here is 3rd down. I'm probably pretty sure Rochelle's just going to choose to probably run this ball and run this clock down before halftime. And the story once again is just Geneseo's created too many turnovers, 3 turnovers, which has led to 14 points on Rochelle, and that's the difference of the football game. Yep. It's been 1 long run and 1 turnover inside the 10-yard line on Geneseo's part, and right now you're finding yourself 14-0 in a game which you're probably controlling the line of scrimmage and doing what you want offensively, just not creating the points to go with it.
Moving the ball down the field, just not converting. 29 seconds left in this first half. Geneseo's down by the score of 14-0, and like I said, it'd be a good time to get out of this first half and move in the locker room and regroup and come out and play football in the second half. Nothing that can't be overcome from what we've seen here on the field so far this first half. Rochelle will come on with the split backs this time. Her wing back on the right side. Quarterback number 5 goes under center. Second man through is going to get the ball stopped short of the first down. 4th down for Rochelle. And that's it. They can't. Rochelle doesn't need to stop. Doesn't need to run another play here in this first half. The clock will run down. As Geneseo's out of timeouts, and that'll probably do it for the first half.
Well, it's been a roller coaster half, John, with the actually Geneseo in a game which they've other than to take away the turnovers, have probably dominated up and down the field. It's just the scoreboard doesn't reflect that at 14-0 here at halftime. And
so at the end of 1 half of play here in this Class 5A first round playoff game, it's Geneseo 0, Rochelle Hubs 14.
Have an idea for your business? Let All in Stitches help you create it. Small businesses use All in Stitches to personalize mouse pads, mugs, can wraps, and more. Let the friendly staff at All in Stitches help you choose from a variety of company apparel and items that can be personalized with your business logo and marketing message. They can embroider or CAD color your logo on superior quality apparel, shirts, sweatshirts, hats, anything you want. Make a statement for your company today. Personalized embroidering from All in Stitches, 100 East Main Street, Geneseo.
IDC Tech Center offers a full line of pre-built and custom-built computers, accessories, a variety of classes, and more. But most of all, they offer the type of service you can't get from larger retail stores. Our professional, local staff will listen, answer your questions, and offer suggestions on what will work best for you. They'll custom build a system with exactly what you need and even install it. What makes IDC different from other computer retailers? It's the service after the sale. Local service from local people. IDC Tech Center, offering service from our store to your door.
Make your dream home happen with Chicago Street Decorating Center in Geneseo. Your home is special. We can help make it unique. From flooring of all types to premium cabinetry, paint and design ideas that will transform your ideas into brilliant reality. Why go anywhere else? For all your home remodeling ideas, make it happen at Chicago Street Decorating Center.
Chicago Street Decorating Center. Homes happen here.
Geneseo Telephone Company employs committed professionals with solid telecommunications backgrounds. Our installers provide extreme internet speed without complicated installation and offer knowledgeable local technical support. Our customer service specialists evaluate your calling needs and offer face-to-face long-distance comparisons. We're a small company with big city technology. Our state-of-the-art switching equipment provides the latest in telecommunication services. Geneseo Telephone Company, a network of people connecting our communities to the future.
Big jobs need big tractors, and these are our biggest yet, the Legacy XL Garden Tractors. These all-new simplicities combine farm tractor power and versatility with the comfort and control of a garden tractor. Choose from 2- or 4-wheel drive and a family of easy-to-install attachments to help you get a good day's work done. Test drive the Simplicity Legacy XL today. Special financing is available. See your dealer for details.
Now is the time for you to take control of your indoor comfort with a Carrier system from Becker & Becker Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling in Geneseo. Providing a full line of Carrier indoor weather products such as central air conditioning systems with Puron, the environmentally sound refrigerant, and high-efficiency boilers and furnaces, Becker & Becker can create the ultimate year-round comfort system for you. Becker & Becker also offers a full line of plumbing, faucets, and fixtures, water softeners, duct cleaning, and even copper weather vanes. Visit or call Becker & Becker today, your exclusive Carrier dealer in Geneseo.
Well, welcome back to Green Machine Football. I'm John Rowland along with Josh Pierce. Going to bring you all this second half action. We need a little luck here in the second half, Josh, to get us back in this game.
Well, it's a tale of two halves right now, and Geneseo gave away the first half 14-0 as a score here with Rochelle winning, but those first 14 points that come up real early in the first quarter, and ever since then, Geneseo's handled them defensively, and offense has moved the ball, but right now, Geneseo's mistakes on penalties and turnovers on offense are what the difference of this football game is.
Open up the second half, kicking the ball off. Tiernan with the high kick this time. Going to go into the end zone, out of the end zone, over the end line. The kick by Timmerman here to open up the second half.
Well, once again, we talked about the wind being an issue. We've already seen Timmerman march on and try it was going to be about a 40-yarder, and he tried about a 30-yarder previously. Both of them missed because of the wind, and right now
certainly plenty of leg on both of them.
Plenty of leg. It's, from our vantage point, it's really hard to see. The last one, he thought Timmerman, by his reaction, thought he might have had it, but the way this wind whistles, once you get that ball in the air, the wind's going to take it wherever it wants to.
Time for the defense to stop the Rochelle Hub offense. Wall in the middle, flanked by number 57, along with Brooks up front. No gain on the play, maybe a yard that time, as Geneseo defense just swallows that one up. Austin Ryan up front, along with Brooks to tackle positions. In positions are Gentry, along with Akers, number 51. Linebackers are Charlie Wolf, along with Verstrady, number 22.
Well, these first couple minutes of this opening second half is really going to be a statement for both teams. Rochelle obviously wanting to move the ball on this defense, and Geneseo's got to find a way to get that ball back in their offense without giving up any more points than they already have.
Rochelle sends a receiver out wide to the right side of Geneseo's defense. Reschke on the coverage. They get the ball, the first man up the middle once again. That time on the tackle goes Austin Ryan. Once again, he'll bring up a 3rd and 5 for Rochelle.
Well, big third down here coming up for Geneseo's defense. They've really controlled Rochelle offensively ever since the first couple minutes of the first quarter. But obviously the turnover on their own 10-yard line and then the long run by Rochelle is the difference in this football game. And right now Geneseo's opening defensive stance here, 3rd and about 6 from the we'll call it the Rochelle 24-yard line. A big chance for Geneseo to try to get the offense of Rochelle 3 and out and back their offense.
Linebackers are Wolf along with Verstraete. They walk up tight once again. Now they back off. Going to get the ball misdirection in the backfield with the wing back with the carry. Going to get the first down just barely. He's going to meet a host of Geneseo defenders at the 30-yard line, but they're going to give him first down by about a yard. Goes up the 31-yard line. A little misdirection in the backfield that time by Rochelle. On the tackle is Peters along with Reschke.
Well, that's just basically a Geneseo version of a counter play. They get everybody rolling left, and then they come back towards us. And that time, Geneseo's defense didn't do a good job of reading it, and he had a nice hole with a lineman out in front of him, was able to convert that 3rd and long. And once again, Geneseo's going to have to buckle down here. It's going to be 1st and 10, Rochelle's football on their own 30-yard line.
Double wing set for Rochelle. Now the wingback goes in motion, gives the ball to fullback right up the middle, brought down just by the shoestring that time. On the tackle, Charlie Wolf, number 46, after a gain of about 6 yards. In that first half, Geneseo picked up 153 yards total offense to Rochelle's 127. Geneseo had 119 yards on the ground, as Rochelle had all 127 of theirs on the ground.
And that's it. That is deceiving. That 127 that Rochelle put up, almost 75 yards of that came on that long touchdown run. So Geneseo's been able to hold on to defensively to stopping these Rochelle, other than that long run. It's just their offense has turned the ball over.
9:35 left in the 3rd quarter, 14-0. Rochelle's on top of Geneseo in the first round. Misdirection once again in the backfield. Ball's on the floor, and Geneseo's going to recover that ball. Still loose. Geneseo's going to recover it. No, Rochelle got it back, as we just couldn't gobble it up. No gain to play as they recover right near where the line of scrimmage was. We had about 2 or 3 shots at that ball. It was rolled right in front of the Rochelle bench here. Wall was right there. We just couldn't bring it in.
Well, great job of Geneseo sticking. Somebody stuck their hand in there. I couldn't get a number, but he ripped the ball right out, and that ball was on the ground for 3 or 4 seconds, John, before anybody could get to it. And unfortunately for Geneseo, the one Rochelle player that was there was able to scoop it up. But now that puts the Rochelle offense back into 3rd and 5, and a chance for this defense to get him off the field here. 8:55 counting down in the 3rd.
Rochelle quarterback just now joins the huddle, and they break it, come to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 5. At the 36-yard line of Rochelle. Going to go right side, looking to pass the ball this time. Ball's thrown way out of bounds that time, and nice play on the defensive side of the ball by Geneseo to defend the pass. And it's just about a sack or a good knockdown in the backfield by Akers that time on the quarterback.
Number 28, Dylan Cowell, didn't buy the play fake, did a nice job of reading the receiver coming out and was able to hold on to him. And right now, that's going to force Rochelle into a punt. And we've talked about how this wind's almost picked up, and right now it's a chance for Geneseo to get the ball back and hopefully make a good run and put them in good field position.
They go back in a punt formation. Stands back at his 29-yard line. That ball goes straight up in the air, may go backwards. And it is, rolls backwards, and Rochelle downs the ball at the 48-yard line. So about a 5, 10, 15, maybe a 20-yard punt from the point of punting the ball was all there was on that one. So Geneseo's offense will come on the field here for the first time in the second half. Let's see what kind of life we have in there, because I'm sure those seniors at halftime we're getting people fired up to get this thing done here in the second half.
Well, we've talked about it the whole time. You got to come out with intensity. This is the playoffs. You can't turn the ball over, but fortunately for Geneseo, they're only trailing by 2 possessions here. Their offense has moved it up and down the field, and once again, they're going to have great field position from the Rochelle 42-yard line, 1st and 10.
Tight formation for Geneseo. Wingback comes in motion. Is Peters misdirection. Verstraete with the carry. It stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nothing going there. 4, 5 defenders from Rochelle right on top of the ball carrier.
Well, that's one play that Rochelle has defended well for Geneseo. It's the fullback, and once again, Geneseo, that's something you have to do. You got to give it to the fullback in order to sell that fake, and Rochelle's all over it right now, and it's almost like they had a guy in the huddle there, John. He's going to pretty much no gain. It's going to bring 2nd and 10 from the Rochelle 42-yard line.
8 minutes left in this third quarter. Geneseo's down by the score 14-0. Olsen sets tight to the right side. Same side Reschke is as a stand-up in. Peters a wing back on the same side. Going to the sweep play. Patton on the carry, 35. Looking for his seams, falls forward, and give him 5 yards on the carry. Goes Patton. Makes a 3rd and 5 for the Leafs at the 41-yard line of Rochelle.
Well, once again, Patton with the 21 sweep. It's just a student body to the far side, and that time Patton did a nice job of breaking it up behind his blockers and was able to pick up a good 6-7 yards after the initial contact, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for this offense.
Let's call it 3rd and 4, yep.
From the Rochelle 40-yard line.
Tight formation. Wingback goes in motion is Patton. Gives the ball to Peters, looking for a seam. Nothing going that time as he goes up right at the point of attack and just brought down or stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 4th down for the Leafs.
Well, once again,
With
it's going to be
7 minutes left in this third quarter, Geneseo down by 2 touchdowns. Geneseo will go in punt formation.
Well, there's nobody to run there. Nobody blocked for him that time. Jeremy Peters just hit a wall of Rochelle defenders, and he didn't have the hole that he needed to even find the crease, and it's probably going to even lose a yard on that. It's going to bring up 4th and 5 from the Rochelle 41-yard line, and Geneseo is going to be forced to punt here with 6:41 counting down here in the third, trailing 14 to nothing.
Back into punt formation goes Timmerman under the protection of Hamer. Nice snap back to him. Pooches that ball down at about the 10-yard line. He should mark a 10 or 12-yard line. They should mark that ball, it looks like. Not going to help us any. Right there at about the 13-yard line.
Well, good punt there by Timmerman. I really think Coach Johnson might have elected to go for that if he got any yards on that third down play.
Yes.
But he just hit a wall of defenders, and once again, it seemed like Rochelle was in the huddle with Geneseo, and the blocking up front kind of give way there to the Rochelle defensive men, and an offense that had moved it up and down the field just stumbled there a little bit and was going to force now.
2 times on that series of downs, we tried to go to the left side and just wasn't anything going for us on that left side of our offensive line. So with 6:22 left, Rochelle comes on the field for their second possession of the second half, up by the score 14-0. They go full back up the middle again, number 21 on the carry. Knocked close to that out of bounds. Still breaks the tackle. Gets close to the first down. It's a nice carry that time by 21. Gonzalez has been their big running back here in this ball game so far.
Well, once again, arm tackles aren't going to bring these guys down. That's why they're in the playoffs. And you saw 3 or 4 more Geneseo defensive men try to tackle him up high, and he simply throws a stiff arm at him and then goes around the corner. And that time he was a gain of 8 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2. And once again, Geneseo's defense has got to dig down deep, John. You're running out of possessions and running out of time with 5:50. There's still a whole quarter and a half left to go, but every possession is pretty critical now when you're down 14.
Every down is critical here. Double wing set for Rochelle. Geneseo's linebackers, Adam Hosty at the linebacker position this time. On the carry, Gonzalez once again breaks it free over the 30, 35, down to the 45, 48-yard line. He's brought down. On the tackle goes Peters. And Callow on the tackle.
That time linebackers guessed wrong, and they just shot the right side. He come back left. Once again, that's almost like a counter play, and once they get people rolling to the one side, it's hard for them to misdirection. And that time Callow came up and just got juked out a little bit there, and the running back for Rochelle was able to go around the corner again, much like the previous play, and it's going to be a new set of downs, 1st and 10 from the Rochelle 38-yard line. Geneseo's defense got to dig down deep here, John. They got to get this ball back to their offense before this game gets too far into the second half.
Up front of the tackles, Wall along with Brooks. Geneseo's trying to get in the backfield and make something happen. Breaks free once again. They shot the linebackers wrong again. Ran right by the linebacker on top of the handoff, but just can't bring him down the backfield, and they pick up almost 10 yards. Let's go 9 yards that time off the right side of our defense.
Well, that number 46, Charlie Wolf, once again shot the gap on the blitz, but that's one thing you do when you make the blitz come up and you hit the hole. If you're not in the right hole, you leave a nice big gap to run through. And that time Rochelle, once again, that was almost the same identical play they broke that 80-yarder on, John. Once they get through that first line of penetration, there's nobody there because the linebackers are already blitzing. So now you're facing a 2nd and 2 again from the Rochelle 40, we'll call it the 47, 46-yard line.
Ball's on the 46-yard line, sweep play. Nelton going to hand inside this time. Stopped short and lost of yardage on the play. On the tackle, that time will come out for Strady, 22 on the tackle. Looks like everything was a little bit out of sync that time for Rochelle.
Yeah, that looks like a couple guys on Rochelle went on different counts than the rest, and it made a little unorthodox play, but credit number 22, Blake Verstrady, for shooting that gap and reading that play before anybody could get at him. And he's actually probably going to lose a yard, which is going to bring up 3rd and 3 from the back at the Rochelle 46-yard line. Big play here, John. We talked about it. They've converted the last three third downs, and this one they've got to convert if they want to get this Rochelle offense off.
Geneseo's defense up front. Linebackers walk up again. Second man through this time. This time Chris Brooks makes a big tackle in the backfield. A big loss in the play that time by Chris Brooks. Just ate his guy alive and met the running back in the backfield and just annihilated him.
That's putting a spark under somebody there. Brooks come out, and you could see he just tried to pump his whole team up, and that's what we call a pancake tackle, because after he's done with him, that running back looked like a pancake. It's 3 yard, probably a 2-yard loss, and Chris Brooks.
I know, it wasn't a real good mark on the ball that time.
No, they gave him some forward progress. I don't know if they. But right now, it looks like Rochelle's going to go for it here. 4th and 4 from their own 40-yard line.
Geneseo may have to burn a timeout here. Geneseo burns a timeout here as Rochelle in a 4th and a long 3 at their own 44-yard line. And it appears as if they were going to go for it.
Well, yeah, I think Geneseo read that they probably assumed that they would just punt this ball up 14-0, and Rochelle decided that the way their punter's been going, just a net punt of about 15 yards last time, that they were just probably better off to try to go for it. And you saw Chris Brooks run off that last play thinking that the punt was coming, so Geneseo obviously didn't have the right personnel on it. Coach Johnson did a nice job of burning an early timeout. You hate to see that. Timeouts are precious in the second half, but you can't afford to give up this first down.
I don't think we got a real good mark on that tackle of Brooks's in the backfield. I thought he was back maybe another yard and a half
that was
deep in the backfield when they was actually brought down.
Maybe his legs when he flipped up because he hit him so hard. That's where they gave him the spot. But
Certainly
Chris Brooks, single-handedly right there, just blew his guy off the ball and made the tackle in the background. And that's the kind of spark you want to see out of this team.
They're coming to the line of scrimmage here. They're going for it. 4th and a long 3 at their own 45-yard line, 44-yard line. First down, Rochelle.
That's the same counter play they ran the last 3 third downs, and that time on 4th down they did the same thing. It's the Geneseo version of the counter, and once again, they're not Geneseo's defense not reading that, and they're all flowing to the right, and they come back to our near side, and that time it's going to convert into another first down.
Ball sits right at the 50-yard line. First down, Rochelle. 3:06 left in this third period. 14-0. Rochelle on top of Geneseo.
Well, Geneseo's defense has got to step it up. Right now, they're burning Rochelle's offense, burning a lot of clock. That's 3 consecutive first downs, and every time they convert, more and more time comes off this clock.
Double wing set by Rochelle. Wingback goes in motion. Second man through is going to get the ball once again. He's eating up as soon as he gets the handoff. Charlie Wolf gobbles that one up. After no gain in the play, I'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Hubs.
Well, Geneseo, you saw right there, they're playing with a lot of enthusiasm, but you got to do it for 4 straight plays, John. It seems like they do it for 3 plays, and then they get one play where they get a little confused, and it leads to a first down and keeps these drive alive. So right now with 2:23 counting down here in the third period, Geneseo still trailing 14-0, and right now it's Rochelle looking at about a 2nd and a long 10 from their own 49-yard line.
Little life there from the senior. Wolf, the linebacker, trying to get things pumped up. A couple of big plays by the defense so far this series of downs. As again, Geneseo walks up tight. This little seam that time, nice pop that time by Kevin Turner, number 81, just about jarred the ball loose. It'll bring up a 3rd and long for Rochelle at the Geneseo 47-yard line.
Well, Geneseo's defense looking a lot more aggressive, John, after that timeout. You can see that a little sense of urgency. They know with the minute 43 counting down here in the third period, you're trailing 2 possessions. You got either got to put up right now, or you're gonna get beat. So right now, Geneseo's defense obviously knows their backs to the wall, and you're looking at a 3rd and 7 right now for Rochelle on the Geneseo 48-yard line, and they went for it on their last 4th down. So you might think this might be 2 possessions. Still here to get the first.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now they got the play off in time. Once again, up the middle they go. Short of the first down. They're going to bring a 4th down for Rochelle at the 44-yard line of Geneseo. It'll bring 4th and 4. They just about didn't get that play off in time at 25 seconds. And they are making the motion, starting to reach for the flag.
Rochelle doing the same thing that Geneseo likes to do. I'm sure they are aware of the clock, and they're trying to eat as much as this clock away. Obviously, they know they can't stop Geneseo's defense or offense. But right now they're going to face another 4th and 4, and I can't yell loud enough for the counter play here, John.
4th and 4 from the 44-yard line of Geneseo. Wishbone formation in the backfield for Rochelle. First man through is going to carry the ball. Going to be short of the first down. No good. He's going to had to get to the 40-yard line to get that first down, and it's going to be short.
Well, 33 seconds left before the end of this third period. Geneseo's defense steps up, but right there, Rochelle was able to eat almost a whole quarter up there on gaining first down after first down. Now every possession critical for this offense of Geneseo, and they got to put 7 on this football scoreboard. Otherwise, they're really going to have their backs up against this wall.
33 seconds left in this third quarter. Geneseo is down by the score of 14-0. There's been no scores put on the board since early in that first quarter. Reschke stands up on the offensive side of the ball for Geneseo. Sweep play. Patton on the carry. Going to cut the ball back up against the grain. Number 35 falls forward, gets 7 yards on the carry. Goes number 35, Patton.
Well, once again, just a sweep play to the right, and Patton doing a nice job this second half of not carrying it east and west so much and turning it up, following his blockers. And you can see when he does that and he follows them blockers, he's able to pick up positive yardage, and that's going to be a gain of 6. And really try to get this play off before the end of the third quarter, 7-6, counting down.
Gillespie under center. Going to sweep play this near side. Once again, get some blockers out in front of him, looking cut up against the grain. Close to a first down. It's going to be a first down, isn't it, Josh? It's right here in front of us, and that's a good way to end the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play here in this first round Class 5A battle, it's Rochelle 14, Geneseo 0. We'll be back after this.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Alexander Lumber, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Farmers National Bank, Goodrich Equipment Company, Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, ProTech Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Municipal Electric Utility, Geneseo Telephone Company, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Geneseo Good Samaritan Village, IDC Tech Center, Central Bank, Geneseo, Becker & Becker, Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Jenny Dogs, Chicago-style eatery. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
So we get set to start this fourth quarter. 12 minutes on the clock. Geneseo down by 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. 14-0 to the Rochelle Hubs. Geneseo on the possession. 1st and 10 from the Rochelle 48-yard line. Gives it Verstrady up the middle. Plows forward, gets over the 45, down to about the 44, maybe 43-yard line. Give him 4 yards on that carry. Verstrady, the fullback, number 22.
Well, that's just to keep him honest kind of play right there by Coach Johnson. You got to work that fullback. Otherwise, when you sell it to the fullback and go to the outside guy, nobody will buy that fullback's getting the ball. And that time was able to pick up some positive yards, 3 or 4 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 7 from the Rochelle 44-yard line.
Little moves brings them up, flanked by Martins and Nice, Brooks and Weber. Wingback comes in motion across the formation. Patton looking to throw the ball this time. On the pattern, downfield it goes, incomplete, overthrown, and Reschke down around the 35-yard line and bring up his 3rd and 6 for the Leafs.
Well, right now at Geneseo only electing to put 2 guys in the pass route, and Rochelle sniffed that out. They had like 6 or 7 guys out there, it seemed like, and just nobody to throw the ball. He found a little gap and was with this wind gust, and it kind of sailed on him a little bit. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. But right now, Geneseo's offense has been moving it up and down the ball, John, up and down the field, John.
Can't put it to the end zone. So this time we'll start ourselves wide. To the left side goes Reschke. Double wing set. Patton along with Peters. Peters goes in motion. Sweep play near side. Might have a few people out in front of him. He's trying to beat him outside. Nothing going. Loss of yardage on the play. Bring up 4th down for Geneseo.
Well, Geneseo's just been running that sweep play to death, John, and Rochelle sniffed it out almost all day. They just string it out, and right now they almost tried to act like they were going to go the other way with the sweep and brought it back this way to Patton, but he's going to lose 3 or 4 yards, and right now Geneseo probably on a 4-down territory. They have to go for it. It's going to bring 4th and 8 from the Rochelle 46-yard line. Once again, a loss on the sweep play, and Geneseo on probably an obviously passing down.
So it is 4th and 9, 10:44 left. Reschke out wide left. Double wing set. Peters goes in motion. Flag on the play.
Yeah, Geneseo moved again, and that's going to back them up 5. Once again, a mistake on that offensive line. Just Geneseo, I know they realize with 10:36 right now, you just can't, you got to stay poised. It's frustrating up here to watch them create mistakes that just puts them farther back, John, when they're moving the ball comfortably when they get things going.
Moves the ball back into Geneseo territory at the 49-yard line. Brings them 4th and 14 for the Leafs. They'll go for it. Here down by 2 touchdowns with 10:36 left in the ball game. Up we come. Reschke goes wide to the left side. Olsen tight to the right side. Double wing set. Peters goes in motion. They can go out in the flat with Peters. Sprint out action. Needs a step up. Throws the ball downfield. It goes. Incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Rochelle that time. We turn the ball over on downs at the 49-yard line of Geneseo.
Well, at fourth and long, you knew exactly what Geneseo was going to do, and so did Rochelle. And that, once again, he just threw it up. A good play by Bryn Gillespie. You know you can't hang on to that ball on 4th down. He threw it up there to try to make his receiver take advantage of it and maybe make a play. But Rochelle doing the smart thing of tapping it down, and Geneseo is going to turn it over on downs. And with 10:29 counting down here in the 4th period, Geneseo trailing 14-0. You know that possessions are critical. They can't give up many more first downs, this defense. They got to get this ball back to this offense.
Need to make something happen here, Josh. 1st and 10, Rochelle at the 49-yard line of Geneseo. Fullback with a carry. Picks up about a yard as he gets some contact in the backfield, but spins forward for 2, maybe 2 yards on the carry. Let's call it 2nd and 8 with 10:17 left in the clock here. Geneseo down by the score 14-0.
Well, you can't panic right now. You realize that your back is against the wall. There's a little over 10 minutes left in this 4th period, and you got plenty of time, but you got to get this team off the football field. You can't have Rochelle get any more first downs, and offensively, you got to take care of that football, and you can't make the mistakes they did with the penalties.
It's time for a big play here, big play. 2nd and 8, Rochelle at the 47-yard line of Geneseo. Wingback going to go sweep play near side. Fights forward for a yard maybe. Looks like Brooks was all over him that time. Rode him down after a gain of a yard on that sweep play. Nice penetration by the defense. It'll bring up a 3rd and 8 for Rochelle with 9:35 left in the ball game.
Well, 3rd down, and especially with this wind, and we've seen Rochelle go for it on 4th down numerous times. You got to think they're going to do it again. So you got 2 plays to stop them. It's going to bring 3rd and 7, but right now the senior Chris Brooks trying to take a man possess, trying to take this game over single-handedly and get this Rochelle offense off the field, because he realizes with 9:15, 9:14 counting down, there's not too many more chances they can have.
Double wing set for Rochelle. 3rd and 7. Wingback goes in motion. He drop back to throw the ball. Got a receiver downfield. It's going to be overthrown. Incomplete. They had a man down the seam of the field, down the hash mark, wide open. They did not get the ball to him. Bring 4th down for Rochelle. And they'll send their punt team on to kick this ball with 9:01 left in the ball game. Geneseo down by the score 14-0.
Well, Geneseo caught a nice break there. Not only did he have a guy wide open down the middle, John, like you mentioned, he overthrew him, and that's going to stop the clock and force a punt with no time off the clock. So at 9:01, Geneseo's going to get this football back, but how many more times can you have the football without scoring points before it's going to be too late?
We did notice him warming up. The snapper had a little problem over in the side, and that's a nice snap. A little high this time.
Catch it.
And the ball rolls into the end zone. That'll stop the clock. Little action down the field. A contact made on Charlie Wolf at the 20-yard line. He'll limp off. I was watching the punter, if they're going to throw a flag, as Gentry was blocked into the kicker that time. They wanted the flag thrown on, but nothing doing. The ball rolls into the end zone. Geneseo's offense will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line with 8:52 left in this ball game.
Well, this is it, John. 8:52. You know they're not going to get too many more possessions. This grinded out offense at Geneseo, especially the way they can use up the clock, they're going to have to get some points.
Sweet play right side to Peters. Number 32 on the carry. Stopped after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. Nice pickup that time, and we got to get in the huddle and get going here. We got no time to waste, as we need the ball twice in our hands here, and scores both times with 8:36 left in this ball game. Geneseo down by the score 14-0.
Well, this 14 points of Rochelle, all the points have come probably the first couple opening minutes of this first half, or the first half of the game, and ever since then, Geneseo's moved it up and down. They just can't put points on the board.
Reschke out wide the right side. Patton comes in motion. Looking to throw the ball down the field. Incomplete, underthrown that time to Reschke, number 44.
Well, you can see it up here. The fans are
yep.
yelling it before it's even snapped. They read the play as well as anybody. And Geneseo's just, well, you hate to say they just keep running the same plays over and over again, but Rochelle's sniffing them out left and right, and
their
just nobody to throw to.
Their defense is just flowing to the ball. That'll be 3rd and 4 now for the Leafs. Ball sets on the 26-yard line of Geneseo.
That time
3rd and 4, 8:11 left on the clock.
That time, the first time I've seen him, they brought Patton out on the short, and then they streaked him down. That was a nice play if they can get him, find him deep.
Stand up in is Raschke on this near side, the right side. Sweep play, out in front, a couple of blockers out in front, cut up against the grain. Goes Patton, number 35, going to break its free. He's over the 40, to the 50. It's a foot race now, down to the 40, down to the 45, down to the 30, cuts it back against the grain, and knocked out about to the 28-yard line goes Patton. Logan Patton, the sophomore, with a big run that time for the Leafs.
Well, once again, it was a 21 sweep, and Logan Patton, the sophomore, did a great job of reading his blocks. That time, like the previous times of the sweep, he had a few guys out in front of him, and he did a nice job of cutting back.
Yes.
The cutback is what got him free, and that time it was just a foot race, like you mentioned.
46-yard pickup that time by Patton. Starts to the right side, ends up to the left side as he runs clear across field and knocked out of bounds to the 27-yard line of Rochelle. Now we need to put this thing towards the end zone here with 7:58 left in this ball game. Down by 2 touchdowns. Geneseo's offense comes up, wing back. Patton comes in motion to backfield this time. Peters with the carry, number 32. The tackle around the head that time, no call. And the clock will continue to run with 7:50 left. Play's been already sent in by Mr. Coach Johnson.
Well,
They'll bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Leafs.
Right now, Geneseo is eating up a little clock, but they are moving the ball. They're almost inside they're actually at the Rochelle 22-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and we'll call it a long 6, and you got to get some points off this drive and get this back so you can get your defense back on there and try to create a turnover.
Wing back left side is Patton. He'll come in motion this time. Going to look to throw the ball. Down the seam is Raschke. And intercepted by Rochelle in the end zone.
Well, there's another turnover again, John. He had him early, and what happened is he waited too long to throw it, and then when he threw it, the wind caught it up in the air, and he floated it, and by that time, 3 or 4 Rochelle guys were out there.
All over it, weren't they?
Raschke did a nice job of trying to go up and get it, but all he did was tip it straight in the air, and Rochelle comes down. That's Geneseo's 4th turnover, probably inside the 25-yard line of Rochelle, and once again, Geneseo walks away with no points.
So with 7:15 left on the clock in the ball game, Geneseo down 14-0, turned the ball over. We're sitting on the 28-yard line. So Rochelle on the turnover takes the ball over. 1st and 10. Right side, the fullback with a carry this time. May have got 4 yards on the carry. The tackle over there is Raschke, I believe, on the tackle.
Well, right now this defense can't afford to give up a first down, period. 7:02 and counting down here in the 4th. Geneseo trailing 14. They tried to go to the air for the big play. It's something that they're not accustomed to doing, and it cost them another turnover.
Got the ball up in the air, and just ball was deflected up in the air, and the Rochelle player just gobbled it in right at the back of the end zone.
He had him early, and Bryn kind of held on to it, but it's hard to say, when he lets it go with this wind howling the way it is, it floated on him, and it gave Rochelle the chance to recover and make the interception.
2nd and 6 from the 25-yard line of Rochelle. Second man through, fullback gets a carry this time, number 21, strings free. We didn't know he had the ball, moves the ball out to the 40-yard line.
Well, once again, they tried to arm tackle that fullback and take him head high, and you can't head hunt. I know Geneseo's trying to rip that ball out a little bit and try to create the turnover, but the one thing you can't afford is a first down because the clock keeps moving, and with 6:24, 23 counting down here in the 4th period, you're running out of time.
14-0, Geneseo's down to the Rochelle Hubs here in this first round game. Geneseo's defense has to make a turnover here quickly. Make the play. 1st and 10. First man through gets a carry again, number 21. Stiff arm, still stiff arm. Callow can't bring him down, and with a little help of Raschke brings him down after a gain of about 4 on the play.
Well, that time Callow trying to do a little ball hawking, and one thing you can try to ball hawk, but you only do that when you're not the only guy out there, because that led to positive yards, and luckily Raschke came to clean up a little bit on that tackle, but it was a gain of 6, and once again it's going to be actually a gain about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5 from the Rochelle 44-yard line. Once again, clock on the move, 5:29 and counting down here in the 4th period.
Gonzalez on the carry that time for Rochelle. Been their big ground gainer this afternoon. 2nd and 5 from the 44-yard line of Rochelle. Mixed up in the backfield that time. Rochelle's going to lose about 3 yards on the play. Down back to about the 40-yard line.
Well, Geneseo's defense, you can see there's a lot of urgency out on that field, and they're really flying to the football. And they've done it this whole second half. It's just a matter of creating turnovers that Rochelle has made here in the second half. And that, once again, Geneseo drives it up and down the field and just can't put points on the board, John.
Inside 5 minutes left in this ball game. Rochelle will use up as much time as they can here in their huddle. They send the play in just to the last second to get the play off.
Well, yeah, they're going to use as much clock as they possibly can. They realize what offense Geneseo's doing to them.
3rd and 9 from the 41-yard line of Rochelle. Second man through's going to get the ball once again. Nothing going. It gets stacked up pretty good. Dig for the ball and brought down. And Geneseo will call that timeout. Good call, Josh, with 4:25 left in the ball game.
Well, that's going to be Geneseo's second timeout. They had to burn one early in the third period there when they had the mix-up when Rochelle went for 4th down. They had to burn it so they didn't get, which resulted in the 1st down anyway. But right now with 4:25, Geneseo's still got a timeout in their pocket. But 4th down, you got to assume that Rochelle's going to kick this ball. They don't want to turn it over on their own in their own territory. But like we mentioned, 4:25, you're running out of possessions. Geneseo has to score on their next possession. Otherwise, this game could be...
Do you go for the punt block here?
I think you sell out. We saw a couple times with the punter and with the wind and how cold it is, that's about a 15 or a 10-yard snap.
Yep.
The wind can play a little havoc, especially if you're getting rushed. And you got to create something now. It's to the point now with 4:25 left here in the 4th period. You're down 2 scores. You have to create something to give you the opportunity for a quick score, because then you got to get the ball back, and you've only got 1 timeout.
They got a real short field here if they can block this punt, if that's what they choose to do. They'll send one return back by himself. We'll go Peters. He'll stand back at his own 25-yard line.
It appears they're going to go for it, or go for the block, John, because they usually only put guy, 2 guys back. This time only 1.
Nice snap. No kick. That kick was maybe deflected at the line of scrimmage. And they'll let it roll dead. A referee goes down hard down the field as he gets ran into by Callow. And Geneseo's offense will come on the field with 4:17 left in the ball game, Josh. Geneseo's down by the score of 14-0. I didn't quite catch it. It was just a bad punt, or if somebody got a finger on it.
Well, I think he rushed it, and he kicked the ball a little awkward, and it come out awkward. And I think it might have been blocked, but only because he only got about 4 foot of hang time on it. And once you do that, Geneseo did a nice job. But once again,
put some pressure on him.
4:17 left in this 4th quarter. Geneseo's got the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. They got to score, and they got to do it in a hurry.
Wide left, wide right we go. 4:17 left. Down by 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points, 14-0. Gillespie at quarterback, 1 back in the backfield with him. Throws the ball downfield to Reschke, underthrown, incomplete. Down near the 35-yard line. Gillespie gets knocked down after the throw. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Leafs from their own 42-yard line.
Well, it's just frustrating up here, John, to watch this game. Now they're going to be put in a situation where they got to throw the ball, and they haven't done it all year. And not only are you trying to throw the ball in something you usually don't throw the ball and work on in game situations, there's a howling wind, crosswind against your back, and it just plays murder with that football once you put it in the air.
Turner sets himself tight to the right side. Reschke left side, out wide. Sprint out action the same side. Looking to throw the ball downfield, incomplete. It's intercepted. As Gillespie throws the ball, he was hit, and he's down on the field.
Well, that's number 5 turnover for Geneseo, and you can't put that one on Bryn Gillespie. That time he got hit right now, and right now that Rochelle's pretty happy, but they haven't done a whole lot other than Geneseo kicking themselves in the foot. So you got to take. You can't turn the ball over in the playoffs, and Geneseo's done it 5 times this game, and 14 quick points by Rochelle is probably going to be the difference of this football game.
So interception of play, return back to the 39-yard line of Geneseo. It'll be 1st and 10, Rochelle with 4:04 left in the ball game. Linebackers walk up tight, looking at something happen and bounced outside on the carry. Gonzalez tackled by number 44, Reschke.
Well, Geneseo's got 1 timeout in their pocket. I guess they're not going to use it. They're going to let the clock run here with 3:50. You got to burn that timeout and just hope that your defense can make a play. But Geneseo's going to let the clock run with 3:42 left in this ball game. It's counting down 3:40, fourth period. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 from the Geneseo 34-yard line. Well, right now, Rochelle's, you can hear the chants, John. It's not so much what Rochelle did, it's what Geneseo did to create the mistakes and the turnovers.
3:22 left in the ball game. Geneseo's going to be called for offsides.
Well, that time they just tried to overload the center there and just try to jump the count and hope they can create a turnover. But what they did is going to get the penalty, and it's going to mark off 5, and it's going to bring second and about 1 yard for the first down.
Yep, you're right. 2nd and about 1 for Rochelle. Moves the ball down to the 30-yard line of Geneseo. Just inside the 30-yard line.
Clock's still on the move, 3:15 counting down. Geneseo still got one timeout in their pocket, but right now you're looking at about a 2nd and 1 from the Geneseo 30-yard line for Rochelle to convert for the first down. And I really can't tell you how frustrating it is here, John, to watch this football game because Geneseo just moved the ball up and down the field. They just turned the ball over every possession.
They're inside 3 minutes left in the ball game, 14-0. Get the ball once again to fullback. Tackle that time by Brooks, number 75.
Well, nice job by Brooks. He's playing 100% out there. He's giving 110%, even with clock kicking down to 2:41. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. There's going to be no gain, and Geneseo still not burning that last time out. 2:35 counting down. Well, right now, John, with 2:28 counting down.
You just don't know what to say at this point. You just feel for the boys in the field. Have been trying their hardest or throwing their hearts out there in the field to play, and it's just not happening for them today.
Yeah, statistically, Geneseo is going to dominate this game. Offensively, they move the ball. They just couldn't hang on to it.
Pull back with the carry again. You're going to get the first down, I believe, and that's going to move the sticks with 2:05 left in the ball game.
2:05, and that's going to be a first down for Rochelle. And that, with one timeout in Geneseo's pocket, that's probably going to be the end of this game unless Geneseo can create a turnover here on the next couple plays. But right now you're down 2 scores. Just play clock just went under 2 minutes, and it's a 1st and 10 for Rochelle on the Geneseo 28-yard line. Boy, like you said, John, you feel for these seniors.
Yep,
you feel for this
you
team.
Just don't know what to say.
You had a good season, but it's what you do in the playoffs, and you can't turn the ball over and make mistakes and expect to move on to the next Saturday.
Scores 14-0. Rochelle's on top of Geneseo here. Gonzalez with the ball once again. Wolf on the carry on the tackle along with Wall.
Minute 29 counting down here in the 4th, and Geneseo's just...
they won't run another play until inside 1 minute.
I think they realize what coaching staff Geneseo realizes that there's not a whole lot they can do here from this point. They had their opportunities. They get inside that Rochelle 20-yard line, and they just turn the ball over. And 5 total turnovers, 2 of them interceptions.
Yep.
And you had the long run by Rochelle, and that's pretty much been the difference in this football game.
Up they come with 1 minute left in the ball game. Rochelle's going to keep the ball inside to Gonzalez, number 21. Once again, he's going to get close to the first down. And it'll be a timeout.
That's going to be a first down. That's going to be the end of this contest, John. 47 seconds. They're going to wind this clock again, and Rochelle's going to have to play one more snap, and this is going to be the end of the game. And
you just got to feel for the seniors on the field is what a great season they've had, what a great career they've had as a team and individually. Just to come down to one afternoon that just wasn't clicking for them. Rochelle will take the snap and take a knee here.
Well, anytime.
And they did just snap the ball, take a knee. The clock will be inside 25 seconds. That'll do it.
But once again, Geneseo's not going to get past the first round, John. That's been the story. Last year we had a real dominant team and did the same thing. A passing team came in here and ran it up and down. Yep. This time I don't think you got outplayed. You just turned the ball over too many times, and you can't do that.
Geneseo seniors you have to feel for them, Josh, what they have put into this program to get us to this point, and it's to have one afternoon things just didn't click for the Green Machine today.
Well, yeah, you ran yourself to a 9-0. You won the NCIC, but you're going to be judged on what you do in the playoffs. And like we mentioned, everybody comes in here 0-0. Rochelle had the 5-4 record, and Geneseo, statistically, you're going to probably see that Geneseo ran the ball all over them up and down the field, but when you get inside that 20, you got to get points, and Geneseo kept turning the ball over, and that was the difference of this football game. For the seniors, you feel almost sick, John. It's just, you've watched them all year. They played hard. They battled through some injuries. Coaches have done a great job of dealing around these injuries, and the people that came in and replaced these guys have done a great job. And, nobody's more disappointed about this loss than those players and that coaching staff and Larry Johnson.
We'll go through some of the seniors. Andrew Timmerman, what an addition he has been, or what a pivotal or great player he's been as far as kicking the ball for the Leafs this year. Bryn Gillespie, the quarterback, who came out of 1 year hiatus as far as comeback his senior year and did just a good job running this offense. Another senior, Blake Verstrady, the fullback position, linebacker position. He stepped in the fullback there late here in the season and did a nice job there. Other seniors, Dylan Callow, number 28, defensive back, outstanding job. Elliot Kinney, also Jeremy Peters. I can't say enough about Jeremy Peters. He took over leadership role here late in the season and just ran hard both on the offensive side and also played tough defense. Tyler Root, you have a feel for him having to finish the season on the sideline with an injury, but what a heart and soul of the offense he was from that fullback position. Charlie Wolf, the linebacker position, number 46. A little unsung hero as far as, really don't know Charlie Wolf's name very well as far as one of the big names, but certainly got the job done at that linebacker position. Corey Akers, Taylor Wildermuth in center position, called his name several times, is on the opposite side of the ball, just the anchor in the middle. Bo Neese, number 61 in the line, along with Sean Finley. Also, Craig Rexroth, number 65, saw him play such a solid football those first 3 games, and he wasn't able to go any longer due to his neck injury. Another senior, Luke Wall, coming back with that bad knee, playing so tough on the defensive side of the ball in the middle of the defense for the Leafs. Jeff Nowlin, number 74, and then Chris Brooks. What he's done for this program the last 3 years.
Yeah, he was probably the leader. He was probably the leader there on the line.
And he'll have more football ahead of him at the next level. And Logan Gentry asked him to move from that end position to tackle position with the injuries to Weber, and did it so gracefully that didn't miss a beat when he moved inside. Josh Olson in position, and Ben Major-Kurth, number 89. So the seniors just... congratulations on a great season this year. 9-1, ended earlier than you want to, but certainly congratulations on a great season, a great career of Geneseo football.
Well, you can't emphasize. It was disheartening for us to call the game up here, and much for the fans to watch what perspired out here to the 14-0 loss to Rochelle, which basically 14 points were put up the first couple minutes of the ball game. John, it's just, turnovers like that will get you every time, and that's just what happened. And nobody feels worse, than those seniors and those Geneseo football players who start in the summer, work hard, and go battle through all the injuries and all the dings to get to where they had to be. And the coaching staff thought they had them ready for this game. It's just, the mistakes and the turnovers you don't expect, and that quickly ends your season. And some quick stats to go over. Rochelle rushing. Garcia had 15 attempts for 53 yards and a touchdown, and John Gonzalez, their big play man, had 14 carries for 82 yards, and Tyler Van Kirk, 7 carries, 95 yards. That was the one touchdown. He had the long run there was basically 80 yards of that come right there on that one run. Geneseo, Jeremy Peters, what can you say about this kid? He ran hard all season long. The senior, basically one of the only ones left after all the injuries that was still back there. He ran 20 carries for 95 yards. And Logan Patton, the sophomore, future looks promising for this kid. 12 carries for 82 yards. And Blake Verstrady, 7 carries for 18. He's just the fullback there trying to do the hard yards. And Bryn Gillespie, 11 attempts, 3 completions, and for 34 yards, but he had the 3 interceptions. And you don't want to harp on the interceptions, because the way this wind's whistling, once he put that ball in the air, it was tough to control.
Well, that'll pretty much wrap it up for us here at Geneseo Field here, Geneseo High School this afternoon in this first-round playoff game. The Geneseo Maple Leafs did go down in defeat by the score of 14-0, so we'll kind of sign off for the last time this year on the football side of it. For Willis Andel, for John Buzzer doing all the stats this year, and the numerous stats they give us, we can't even get them all in the air. For Keith Kennett for all the help and assistance he does here as far as leading us through this whole game day ritual we've got used to doing. Josh, appreciate being here side by side doing this color commentary this year. Have been great fun all season long. I am John Rowley, and I just want to thank everybody for listening. Thank our sponsors throughout the year for being with us. Unfortunately, this is the last time we'll be calling the game this year. Geneseo goes down in defeat in the first round of playoff game against the Rochelle Hubs by the score of 14-0. Good afternoon.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Alexander Lumber, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Farmers National Bank, Goodrich Equipment Company, Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, ProTech Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Municipal Electric Utility, Geneseo Telephone Company, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Geneseo Good Samaritan Village, IDC Tech Center, Central Bank, Geneseo, Becker & Becker, Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Jenny Dogs, Chicago-style eatery. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Have an idea for your business? Let All in Stitches help you create it. Small businesses use All in Stitches to personalize mouse pads, mugs, can wraps, and more. Let the friendly staff at All in Stitches help you choose from a variety of company apparel and items that can be personalized with your business logo and marketing message. They can embroider or CAD color your logo on superior quality apparel, shirts, sweatshirts, hats, anything you want. Make a statement for your company today. Personalized embroidering from All in Stitches, 100 East Main Street, Geneseo.
IDC Tech Center offers a full line of pre-built and custom-built computers, accessories, a variety of classes, and more. But most of all, they offer the type of service you can't get from larger retail stores. Our professional, local staff will listen, answer your questions, and offer suggestions on what will work best for you. They'll custom build a system with exactly what you need and even install it. What makes IDC different from other computer retailers? It's the service after the sale. Local service from local people. IDC Tech Center, offering service from our store to your door.
Make your dream home happen with Chicago Street Decorating Center in Geneseo. Your home is special. We can help make it unique. From flooring of all types to premium cabinetry, paint and design ideas that will transform your ideas into brilliant reality. Why go anywhere else? For all your home remodeling ideas, make it happen at Chicago Street Decorating Center.
Chicago Street Decorating Center. Homes happen here.
Geneseo Telephone Company employs committed professionals with solid telecommunications backgrounds. Our installers provide extreme internet speed without complicated installation and offer knowledgeable local technical support. Our customer service specialists evaluate your calling needs and offer face-to-face long-distance comparisons. We're a small company with big city technology. Our state-of-the-art switching equipment provides the latest in telecommunication services. Geneseo Telephone Company, a network of people connecting our communities to the future.
Big jobs need big tractors, and these are our biggest yet, the Legacy XL garden tractors. These all-new simplicities combine farm tractor power and versatility with the comfort and control of a garden tractor. Choose from 2- or 4-wheel drive and a family of easy-to-install attachments to help you get a good day's work done. Test drive the Simplicity Legacy XL today. Special financing is available. See your dealer for details.
Now is the time for you to take control of your indoor comfort with a Carrier system from Becker & Becker Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling in Geneseo. Providing a full line of Carrier indoor weather products such as central air conditioning systems with Puron, the environmentally sound refrigerant, and high-efficiency boilers and furnaces, Becker & Becker can create the ultimate year-round comfort system for you. Becker & Becker also offers a full line of plumbing, faucets, and fixtures, water softeners, duct cleaning, and even copper weather vanes. Visit or call Becker & Becker today, your exclusive Carrier dealer in Geneseo.